So I turned it off by accident. Like, I haven't even, like, the button's in the middle of the damn screen, and I don't even recall hitting it, whatever. But, clean dishes there, clean dishes here. So I've done some dishes, don't have a whole lot of space, and then on top of it, I've got a space over here that I need to parse out, mitigate and stuff. But, oh man, sometimes it's like, I just forget, like, okay, come in here, do these dishes, let them dry, and then I'm thinking to myself, I'll do some more later, and then I don't, because I completely forget about it, even though they're like right there. Which is annoying. And it's frustrating, because that's the life that I live, is this weird, stupid, forgetful life, whatever. And it's like, unless it's an appointment of some kind or something like that where I'm gonna have to leave or whatever, or there's like some major problems if I don't do the thing, like on Wednesday, with the car, I'll just forget. But if it's something big like that, they usually don't. My mother used to berate me all the time when I forget to do certain things. And actually, no, it was when I had something to say or something along those lines. It was belittling. Now that I think about it, if I felt like I had something to say to her, but then I forgot what it was, she would say, "Oh well, it must not have been important." Because just because you forgot means it wasn't important to her. But then I couldn't use the same excuse if, let's say, I forgot to do the laundry or forgot to do the dishes or something. Couldn't do that. No, the word that she's using is wrong anyway, and also she's doing it for the wrong reasons. The real word should be impactful. You see, impactful is stronger. Impactful has long-lasting consequences. For instance, if you get hit in the face with a baseball bat, that event in of itself isn't necessarily important. It's not important that a baseball bat hits somebody in the face. There's no importance to that. But you're going to remember, because you're going to remember maybe why it happened, how it happened, you're going to feel the way that it felt. There's a lot, it's going to leave a lasting impact, both literally and figuratively, on your life. And so you're going to remember it. Even if what happened serves no real purpose in life. Why it happened may have just been because somebody, like, accidentally, while swinging, accidentally, lost control of the bat and it came flying and hit you in the fucking face. Like, that's not important in the, sense of the grand scheme of it, because that's what I would think important typically means, is that it's usually grander than that. Now, one could argue, well, it is important because then it's important that people, control their ball or their bats. And sure, and maybe it creates some kind of rule or whatever. I don't know. But the thing is that first and foremost, she was saying it to be belittling. And that's more important than anything else. But impactful, I feel, is also encompassing, because if it's impactful, it's not only just impactful for the individual, it's impactful for everybody else who's around, and potentially for everybody else in the future if it does become an important event. It doesn't mean it was important at the time. And the reason that I was bringing it up in the first place is because it doesn't, just because something is forgotten does not necessarily mean that it is not important. That's really the main point what I'm getting across. It's like, it was important to me, but I still forgot. Not because it wasn't important, but because my brain's fucked. I got a dumb brain. It's developed weird. It has neural pathways that act differently. You know, the prefrontal cortex doesn't even completely fucking build the way that a normal brain does until later in life. So by this age, most neurotypical brains were way fully developed. Much more so. Now, fully developed has very different meanings depending on who you are, and I can't recall all of the data, but basically, from my understanding, that in an ADHD brain, the prefrontal cortex develops slower. Does that mean that it's good or bad? Well, it depends on circumstances, typically more than anything. And that's the nature of mutation and so many other factors, is that it is not a detriment to survival, because if it were, it wouldn't be as prevalent as it is today. And ADHD brains have been documented for millennia. I think even back in the days of Socrates and before, people were documenting behavior that was very ADHD. And you know, there were people like, well, we didn't have ADHD when we were kids. It was just that you weren't being, you know, you didn't have enough discipline or something like that. No, you had it. It's just that you didn't understand it. You didn't understand how brains work. You didn't understand how psychology. I mean, modern psychology is only roughly 100 years old. And that's the entirety of modern psychology. That's not to say that psychology in general is only 100 years old. No. We simply have had a better understanding of how the brain works within the last 100 years, and we've been understanding it over that period of time. It's not like 100 years ago we had all the answers, and then we're just trying to interpret the answers in the last 100 years. No, we're still garnering more answers. It's just that the foundation of what we understand now is only roughly 100 years old. And with neuroscience, and especially things like CAT scans and MRIs and fMRIs and the like, and EEGs and so many other, EEGs, because EEG is brain and electroencephalograph, whereas EKG is electrocardiograph, which is heart. With more and more technology to be able to measure brain output and the like, we still haven't narrowed anything down, but we've been narrowing it down. We've made it, instead of a giant fog that we are captured in, if you will, we've effectively been able to get out of the fog and, you know, see the forest with trees, as it were, and then be able to go in and out of the fog to better understand it. But it's still very foggy. It's still very much a fog, so there's no hard delineations between sections of understanding of the brain and behavior and the like, because they're so intertwined. And so it's not going to be any kind of clear for any period of time until we develop more technology and better understanding of things. So yeah, it's, you know, all of that being said, that's why I'm forgetful. Because, like, for me, it's not about retaining info more than anything else. Like, my strong suit is processing information, but I have to have learned a lot of information, which means I have to have remembered some things, but they have to be often ancillary to each other in a way that isn't too deep. Like, I can't... So, my understanding of somebody who's especially antithetical to me is that they have it, it's pretty easy for them to learn a thing, right? But to be able to communicate it, to learn how it is adapted to the real world or how it is relative, it's like, I don't know how to process olive oil, right? I have a bottle of olive oil that I bought it. It was like $2, which is great. I wonder if it's country of origin: Spain, Italy, Tunisia, Greece, Portugal. Multiples. It might even be part of the olive oil syndicate that's going around. I don't know. But anyway. And that's another thing. Like, I don't know how olive oil, I don't know exactly, I know you have to press it. I don't know all the other process. I know that you need to gather olives. You need to press them, you need to filter them. You don't want to filter them too much, otherwise it depends on what your needs are and all that stuff. But then I'm all like, olive oil syndicate, what the fuck is that? Because I understand different things about olive oil. I don't understand the entire process of making it. I understand a wider approach to olive oil. Because that's how my brain learns this shit. You know, I don't know how they made specifically the olive oil bottles. They probably, have an automated system that has molten glass and goes into forms and stuff like that and blows it out and blah, blah, blah. Why do I know those things? Because I understand a little bit about glass blowing, and I've also seen videos on how it's made about certain things, and I can, even though I don't know exactly the process of making that olive oil bottle, there's some people who can. They will know exactly how that bottle was made. And it will be fascinating as fuck if they're really good at communicating that info. But I've found that there are people who understand processes who cannot communicate them. Like, if they're doing, that's one thing, but communicating is another. I can communicate these things sometimes, if I understand them. And the only way for me to understand them is to understand a broader sense of the thing. And partly and partial is because I'm a curious person and I ask questions that are, again, offshoots, that ancillary. I like that word right now. I don't know why. I do that sometimes. When I first met my last girlfriend, the word nuance was like almost every other fucking word. And even she got to the point where she was very kind, very gentle about it, and basically asked me to stop using it so much. I don't even remember how she said it, and that's just because that's who she is as a person. She's a very kind and gentle person. But it's like, that's a thing that happens with me. There's a word that becomes something of an earwig, and I start using it over and over and over and over again in conversation and stuff. And I don't know why, but it happens. It's 10:30. Thinking about, I don't know how long this video is. I've got to upload 2 videos now. I'm going to finish off. I thought I had more, but I only have 1 pair of hot dogs to consume. I've got some rice, I've got some chicken, I don't have any beans. What I used to do would be I would cook up some like chicken breast. I'd have the rice and I'd have the beans. I'd mix them all together and I'd throw in some sour cream as well. So sour cream helped make it creamier and a little bit of fat, satiation and stuff. Beans and it was a nice, really super hearty meal that wasn't overly it didn't have a whole lot of calories compared, for what it was. So I'm gonna try to get back into that. I got the smoothie thing started. I'm already running low on my yogurt though. But maybe next time I go to Smart and Final, it'll be because then if I go to Smart and Final, shit, it's a bit more of a ways, and without the car, it's going to be a little more frustrating. Fuck. That's the problem without having a car. Basically stuck at, fucking Food for Less because it's like a mile walk, and they don't have the frozen veggies, which sucks. So maybe Tuesday I'll back up. That's something I might do. I might just build up a backup of frozen veggies, just like a backlog or whatever. If you will, a savings. And then we'll see from there. But yeah, I'll see about that. But today, I gotta go get the rest of whatever kitchen stuff I can find. Put those in the back of the car. Shit, at some point I still gotta go to Target, and I might do that on my way back. There's a Target that's en route between here and this storage unit, and I think on Wednesday I'll go back to I think during that 2-hour period I'm gonna try to hit up some stuff. Hit up storage, hit up mailbox, possibly another store depending, because I gotta go to Target to at least get the vacuum bags for my vacuum cleaner. Because I gotta make sure that's taken care of, because I still want to vacuum this place. I swept up a bit yesterday, but I'd rather sweep less and vacuum more. It's just easier and less messy. Like the dustpan that I have just sucks. The broom is decent, but the dustpan sucks. And then figure out some more stuff. I'm trying to stay helpful. I'm trying to look at this and say, I'll be here. That's why I'm pulling all this stuff in here. I got furniture that I can't bring in, though, just because I don't have the space or anything for it. I mean, I could just bring them and maybe put them in the closet or something. I don't fucking know, but take a lot of effort for that. Maybe I would have to get like a truck or something for it. I don't know, we'll see, but but it's 10:30, so I should get ready to get the hell out of here. Take some stuff out of the car, throw some trash away on the way to the car, and then go to storage, get some stuff. So yeah, have fun.